Hello. Hello. Okay. I think it's now. Yep, there we go. Hello, Stick Lavender White Wolf. I hope everybody can find their way over here. We'll see. I know, that one was quick right out of the gates, right? Please tell me y'all can hear me now. Hey, Bernaldus, good to see you made it. Animal Man, welcome. And thank you, Mystic Lavender White Wolf, for confirming you can indeed see me or hear me. I don't think seeing my ugly rear was the problem that time. I am so sorry about that, and thank you all for jumping over into the new stream. Hopefully that'll be the only technicality we got. Let's see how. So, Mysterious, welcome. Animal Man, welcome. Alié, welcome. You can hear me well. All right, good to hear. All right, we are rolling now. Woo! A little bit of a rough start. Hopefully we'll get this going better. Yaris, Spiritualist, welcome. Best Wolf, welcome. Austin W, welcome. Peachy, welcome. Hey, Jade, welcome. And Jacob. We got a full house in here tonight, already 13, and that's even with the technical malfunctions. We're showing 5 likes out of the 13. The rest of you can go ahead and hit that like button. Show the channel some love. It helps us out a lot. It really does. Lets YouTube know y'all actually like what we're doing. And they tend to share the information with other people. And also do share it around on any social media that you have. The live streams after they repost or the videos, because it gets the information out to all the seekers. Also, I was told I do not remind you all enough of this by a few viewers, so I'm going to go ahead and remind you. If you want to, you can hit the super chat and make a donation to the channel, or you can actually, it'll just do a sticker, or you can even ask a question and it'll flash it up real big on the screen. Apparently, I've not been reminding y'all enough at the beginning and only in the middle, so I was asked to do it at the beginning. So there you go, I'm doing it at the beginning. And again, if you are interested in the coffee cups, go to workingdragonmystic.com. There should be a link below, actually. Well, when it reposts, because technical malfunctions. And there's a merch tab. You can click there. You can find all the coffee cups that you see me using on the streams. The Dragon Eye Seal tapestry that's usually behind me. It's not behind me tonight. We got the moon back here. And a bunch of the other merchandise, t-shirts and the like, just to help support the channel, help us pay for different equipment that we're pretty good at breaking, honestly. All right, let's see what we got here before we jump in. Jenny, check your Instagram. I want to make jewelry with you. Okay, I'll check it out, Jenny, and I'll see what you got to offer. E-right. Okay, E-right. I'll get it right one of these times. Yeah, the last live stream, we have no idea what happened. The 40, 50 minutes of that stream even got deleted because of the malfunctions. So I apologize about that. We had a problem time with that one. Or, well, you're talking about Sunday, maybe? Well, we'll find out. I have a question. Okay, Allie, I will actually have to remove the question due to YouTube's crappy wordings, but You can actually get some help from the dragons with this problem. I'm not going to read it out loud here. But, and I do have to reiterate this, do not replace actual medical care and medical professionals and professional help with magic ever for any reason. Never. You should always couple magic with it. Oh, thank you. You saved me the trouble. Like I said, YouTube, I got to follow their guidelines and stuff. But yes, you could actually reach out to the dragons for this. In fact, for this particular one, I would recommend Terrafana, as well as Torgra. Both of them are exceptionally great in this particular area. And I do hope that you reach out to them and you get the help that's needed, because I know that's a rough one. I got plenty of friends and family members who's had to battle it. So hang in there. You can do it. I know it's rough, but you can do it, and the dragons will definitely help you. But do not use magic to replace professional help as well. Use them together to get the absolute best results. And best of luck to you. Let's see. Is the winner yet for the mug? No, Austin, the winner not yet for the mug. I did send that off. The ladies are voting. Well, okay, there's 2 guys voting, but they're outnumbered. So unless there's a tie, even myself won't be voting. It's just going to be the rest of the Valentines voting for their favorite pick. And once they finish their voting, they're talking, they're arguing and discussing, we'll have the final result. And I'm hoping to be able to announce that at Magical Coffee Hour on Sunday. That is what I told them. I told them to make a decision by Sunday. Oh, Allie, don't worry about the super chat thing. I understand that. It helps to get the question seen because it does flash up, but I understand people can't do it. I wish I had a way to like lock a question up or something. It's not an option I have. So, all right. But we are working on getting those done. We had some fantastic entries. And as far as I saw and I got blew up mug that was recently added. We also had a fan of ours who's in the Discord, Roses. She did a secondary bit of art for that. So we're going to probably be adding that to the shop as well. But for all the artists who did enter, thank you very much. I loved all the artwork. You guys are so very talented. And I'll be telling you that again when we announce the winner. You know that. I dote on y'all a little too much on that. Austin, did I have a good day today? Actually, I did. I had a pretty good day. It was a little rainy, but I lit the smoker and I did a few pounds of chicken on the smoker for dinner this evening. Kicked the weekend off right. You know what I mean? So let's see here. See, Will RC, so what are your thoughts on the comment in Discord today where someone evoked Terrafana and Zephyrsil declared it was his turn? Can you speak on this? I'll touch on that a little, Will. I did actually answer it in Discord. And I don't know if they want that too deeply talked about here. So I won't use names or anything. But it is possible when you reach out to one of the draconic rulers that one of the other rulers would actually be better for you to be working with at this time when you're working through that path working in the class. And if that's the case, they will let you know. And I looked into this and I even talked with the rulers afterward to make sure I was ballparking it and correct. And that is the case. Zephyrsil would actually make the better particular ruler for them to work with at this time, and he made himself known. And Terrafana also agrees. This is something that can easily happen with the dragons, and they'll do that. So this individual will be working with Zephyrsil. And from the chit chat in Discord, it sounds like it's going to be very beneficial and it's going to help them out a lot, which is awesome. It's always good to see when those kinds of things happen. Let's see. Okay, so this week for me, though, because this is research and ramblings, I don't want to cheat you guys on that. This week I've actually been working with the Cliffofic Pathwork again. Some of you heard me mention it last weekend. I'd already got started. So I finished up the first sphere, and I was early in the week. So I got back up with Lilith and Samiel. I was working with them. And I actually just last night finished the second sphere, which I have to say that was pretty intense. They sifted through a lot of both emotional and logical stuff that I had to deal with. So it has been a somewhat trying week, but it has been very beneficial at the same time. So they did go ahead and say I was good to go and move on to the third sphere this following week. They didn't give me an idea of what to be expected there. They did tell me to take at least 1 or 2 days off before I started it. So today was my actual day off, and tomorrow is my day off from work, per se. So I'm trying to decide if I want to take 2 days off from that particular path working, or if I'm wanting to go ahead and get it started on my day off, or wait till Sunday. I guess that'll depend on how I feel, because I'll be honest, I woke up, I felt like hammered still this morning. I did. It was bad. And it was due to the amount of ritual work and energy work I've done this weekend. So it was good to have that day off. But that's whole part and parcel of the gig, you know? But I did find Lilith and Samiel to be a fascinating two to work with. Not only did I work with them separately, but at one point in time, I don't know if any of you all has ever worked with them or experienced this, but their energies actually merged into a singular entity. They never gave me a name in that particular form during that particular rite, which I didn't even expect that to happen. So I wouldn't even know what to call them. And I don't even know if that's a normal thing, but that was a truly bizarre, fascinating, and intense ritual, to say the least. So that's been pretty much the general sifts of my week. Let's see here. A few comments popped up. Mystic Lavender White Wolf Chicken. We are having pork chops. Pork chops are good. I don't know what it is. We actually we got some cherry wood in, so we wanted to try and throw some chicken on the smoker with the cherry wood. And I have to admit that stuff is good. I don't know if you've ever used cherry wood on your smoker, but at least with chicken, that stuff is freaking awesome. So if you get a chance and you do have a smoker, try chicken with cherry wood. I actually think right now cherry wood has become my favorite particular wood to smoke chicken with. So we're going to be playing around with more cherry wood. And the wife, she already told me that's her favorite so far. So she's already made it clear we got to keep cherry wood around the house. Oh, don't put the little sad faces up there, Peachy. It was all for a good cause. I learned a lot. Any fatigue for a good cause is good fatigue. Let's see, Wolf Mama. Is it possible to do path working without visualization? I have Fantasia, so visualization is dang near impossible for me. Actually, Wolf Mama, this is something that has been talked about some on this channel a few times. And I'm actually wanting to do just a solo video on it to talk about it. But yes, it is actually possible. When you do your path working, you can easily, instead of doing just the visualization, you can work with just auditory stimuli and other things like that. You don't have to have the visualization. I know a lot of people like to have the visualization. They like to be able to see things, but you don't have to have it. One student I have, she actually approached it. She's like, how was it? Okay, she explained it like, what's that character's name? Toph. I hope I'm getting this right. Toph from Avatar, because apparently this is a character who's blind, but they're connected to the earth, and they use the vibrations of the earth to see. So what you'll actually do, instead of using visualizations, you'll use all your other arcane senses to receive as much information and data as you can to complete the path working. So it would be through auditory, talking with the entities, exploring the different environments using those senses. And even some people's even managed to use energetics like a sonar radar and construct it, not necessarily in a visualized way, but they gain the data that way. It's like they think the image into existence without visualizing it, if that makes some sense. But yes, it is very much possible. Well, I see. So Lilith and Semiel are essentially your guide on the cliff off path. Mainly for that sphere. You do run into Lilith a few times, Semiel a couple times. But Lilith and Samiel and Lucifer do play a large part. Mainly Lilith and Lucifer, though. But the main focus in this particular path working is each of the rulers, or kings or queens, or lords and ladies of each of the spheres. So Lilith and Samiel were the rulers of the second sphere. Namaz, the ruler of the first sphere. And your focus stays on those rulers as you work your way up. So you don't have one particular guide the whole time. Let's see. And Austin, thank you for the super chat. What will we have here? Do you know a good deity to contact for dealing with depression? No substitute for medication. I get that. You knew I was going to say it, didn't you? Honestly, for depression, so it may sound a little odd, but I have found a lot of people have really good luck with Odin on depression because he's such a neutral, flat line that he comes in and he uses that logic and that wisdom and kind of keeps you upbeat. So he doesn't really let you drop down into the depression per se. He uses logic to get you motivated and get past it. Freya is pretty good at it. She's a bit more of an uplifting one. Hell is actually really good at it because she's actually a caretaker style personality. So she's fascinatingly good at it. Trying to think. Loki's a lot of fun for depression. I know a lot of people's used him, and I know I'm staying in Norse because I'm more familiar with them. But outside the Norse, I have heard people using Hercules. I'm not 100% sure why on that one, but I have heard them, and I've heard they've had success with it. Let's see. Oh, what else? It is so hard to think of specific deities for specific things when you're on a camera. You know what I mean? For the dragons, I would actually say Ingus Salor is really great for overcoming depression if you want to work with dragons. Lucifer actually is a wonderful deity to work with for overcoming depression as well. And crap. See, it's like I know the freaking deity's face. It's a Greek deity, and I can't think of their name. If I think of it, I'll let you know. But also Thor and Skadi in the Norse pantheon are really good for helping with depression. Austin Ticknor. So thank you for the question, and also thank you for clarifying that you will also take the medications, and I appreciate that. And best of luck to you. Best of luck to you. I know that's a hard one. Let's see. Let's see. We got a bunch here I think I missed. See, Rosemary, pretty new to dragon magic. I found my guardian dragon last Wednesday. When should I look for my co-magician, or how will I know when I'm ready? My rule of thumb for most of my students is work with your guardian dragon for at least one solid week. And if you two have a good repertoire and friendship going, you're good to go. If you question it in any way, give it at least another week and go for 2 weeks, and then go ahead and reach out to that co-magician. That's the general rule of thumb that I use with my students. Let's see. Let's see. Peter Aranda. Yes, you are. Are the Chaos Dragons good for science trend? Portals do what? Well, Peter, they're not really going to make a portal to a fantasy world because it's a fantasy world. If you're talking about journey work and walking the multiverse and the planes, there are dragons that can help with that. Not necessarily chaos dragons. I'm going to guess that's what you mean here when you say chose dragons. See, every time Austin W, man, I don't mean to scare you. Apparently we get a lot of Austins around here, which is okay. Austin's a good name, fine name. Let's see here. See. Oh, okay. Yeah, we are busy in here tonight. That is good. Nice to see y'all up in here tonight. Let's see. Mystic Lavender White Wolf says Hecate is great for that as well, Austin. Thank you, guys. It's always good to know when you guys have expertise with deities and I'm drawing a blank. It's good to know y'all got my back. I appreciate it. Thank you much. Lauren, you made it. Welcome. Good to see you. Lauren, I think I saw a thing on your Instagram and your hair was blue. If that was you, that looks really good, Lauren. That looked really good. Speaking of Scaldi, could you give me a quick background? I'm curious about her and haven't had a chance to research her yet. Scaldi is actually a fascinating goddess. She is a goddess of the wilds and the hunt. She is pretty darn independent. She does like the mountains and the woods. She's not big on the flatter lands. In fact, she did marry Yord at one point, and she didn't like the oceans and the seas and the open waters. So there for a while they spent times apart and everything. And supposedly they ended up getting a divorce as well, or separating. I don't know what you call it back then. But it was amicable. So yeah, she loves the highlands, the mountains. She's usually associated more with the winter hunting, but she is just good at hunting in general. And interestingly, she's actually the goddess of skiing because across the land trekking on skis was something big in those areas. And she's definitely one of the goddesses that takes up that very, very active activity. But she is a fascinating goddess when it comes to that strength, that independence, that get up and go. She's really freaking awesome. Let's see here. And Ada says Apollo as well. So thank you for that. And Arabian Princess, hi, good to see you. Mugs up to you. Coffee's good tonight. Wee. Okay, let's see. Oh, I think we hit bottom. Good. Okay. The Atlantic deities. Okay, that's that. Oh, no problem. Believe me, Peter, when it comes to my typing, my big old bratwurst fingers, they do not make keyboards for my fingers. So yeah, I understand that. Don't worry about it. As long as I can figure out what you're trying to type, we're good. And sometimes, I purposely make mistakes in order to torment Bernaldus over in Discord. It's a hobby. I about gave him a conniption the other day. Let's see. I'm going to join your Dragon Magic 101 after this weekend. I can't wait. Awesome. I'm glad to hear it. I think you'll very much enjoy that course. It's a fascinating path working. If you can, do join the Discord. We actually have a section in there where we actually talk about the class, and the students have their own section so they can share their experiences and results as well. And you all, I mean, it's amazing to hear y'all's experiences and stuff as well. And I'm always there to help. But yeah, that is great to hear. I look forward to hearing about how it goes for you. Oh, you're already in the Discord. Well, you already know how crazy we are. Good to know. It's okay. We got people who sometimes they're active, sometimes they're not. So you already got that part handled. Good to know. Let's see. Oh, so that was you, Lauren. Cool. Well, it looks good. Looks good. Is there a dragon to help with broken people? You're going to have to be more specific on what you mean by broken. Because if you're talking like broken bones, any of the healing dragons can help with that, especially Terrafauna. She deals with physical healings as well. There is one that I haven't done a video on him yet. Is it Telgor? Terragor? Can't remember his name right off, but he does deal more physical. Luna, we're very serious people. How dare you? I didn't say you weren't serious. No, never said you weren't serious. I said you're goofy. I said you're crazy. And we all might need straitjackets. That's all I said. Never said you weren't serious. Honestly, that's a tricky one there, Peter. For that one, I would look to probably Zephyrsil or Coralegra, depending on the exact condition. And again, I'm not a doctor. So that is one of those where you do also have to couple it with a professional. Let's see here. Just a thought for making my own staff in the Dragon 101 course. Would it be possible to just work with my Gandalf replica staff from Lord of the Rings? Or does it not work that way? Oh, actually, if you want to take your Gandalf replica staff and use it for your dragon staff and do the ritual utilizing that, you can do that. You can. The material and the staff doesn't matter. My big recommendation is make sure it's durable. So I don't know what your replica is made of or anything like that. But if you think it's durable and it's going to last long term and you'd like to use it, by all means, go right ahead. Animal Man asks, were the afterlives, such as heaven and hell, created by humans, or were they already in existence? You know, that's a good question, Animal Man, and I'm not 100% sure. Because many of the afterlives, they do predate man. I know that for a fact. But I'm not sure all of them do, because some of them do very much mirror human religions. And you got so many entities that talk about how the religions were man-made, not spiritually made. So which ones are which? I'm not 100% sure. I do know that like Helheim, for example, it was created. It's essentially one of the planes that was created before mankind was actually came to Midgard or was created on the however you want to look at it. Um, but in and of itself isn't an afterlife in the way most people think of them because it's much more vast and overlaps so many other ones. Um, so that is a tricky question, and I actually would say it differs from afterlife to afterlife. Um, and I don't think I'm qualified to actually list out which ones are which. But I mean, that would be an interesting case study. That really would. Mystic Lavender White Wolf. Give me a pink straight jacket and I'll rock it every day. All right, we'll sign you up for a pink one. Peter and Austin, no problem. I'm happy to be what help I can. Awesome. Thank you for the support. Hope you enjoy the class and mugs up to you, Austin. And again, if you're signing up for the course, if you're not already, do pop into the Discord. Like I said, we do have a section in there just for the students. When you join the Discord, just let myself or one of the admin know that you are enrolled, and give them the name and or the email that you name and or email that you enrolled at the school with. That way we can confirm it. And why am I binging over? I'm not supposed to be binging. There we go. Binging problem fixed. Sorry about that. I just realized this was probably picking up all the bings. How annoying. Okay, great questions tonight, everyone. Absolutely great questions. Let's see. This might be a DM question. But when it comes to the visualization of the house, I can't figure that out with my issues. Any advice? If you're talking about visualizing the inside of your house, Austin, and like let's say you have an issue like aphantasia, that can be tricky. And again, if that's the case, try to perceive the house with your other senses, not just your visualization or your eyes. Try and step into it from a larger picture if at all possible. And do make sure make sure you're working on your house, not someone else's house, because that's going to be the easiest way to do it. But actually kind of take like a mental photograph if you can. I know not everybody with aphantasia can do the mental photograph exercise. Some can, some can't. But if you can't, then just move straight into perceiving the rooms with every sense that you have. Another option is you can actually take like a screenshot of a room, just like get in the corner and snap that screenshot. And you can actually do the entire exercise and use the screenshot on your phone to act as the visualization for the room. And then you can receive the rest of the information non-visually, and you'll be able to know if things have moved or whatnot throughout the room if you do it that way. That would be another way to do that particular exercise. So if like I said, you can't do the mental photograph, cheat, take a snapshot with your phone and use that as your visualization mechanism to compensate for the aphantasia. and then let the other information, the changing information, fill in from your other senses. Does that make sense? I mean, honestly, thanks to the way phones work now, we got so many ways to cheat on these exercises now that actually do work. So for those with aphantasia, it's a handy little trick. But good question, Austin. Ooh, that's good. My wife made a fresh pot of coffee. We're trying a new one. I forget what it's called, but I think it's like Dante's Revenge or something. It's good. Okay. We have any more questions coming? We started off hot and slowing down. Now they're going to get me rambling. So, since we have been getting some aphantasia questions, though, when you read the word visualization in any spell, ritual, or anything like that, if you aren't able to visualize it exactly in a visual, ocular kind of manner, do shift it over to your other senses. Try to hear it. Try to smell it. Try to feel it in the room. You know how when somebody walks in the room, you don't see them, but you can feel that presence? Use these things in place of the word visualization, and you'll still get your results. You really will. And when I say smell, somebody's like, how am I supposed to smell a picture? Honestly, you can. Think about it. If I was to slap up a picture of the ocean, the beach, it has a smell to it. You can use those triggers easily. And then there's the infamous joke, hear it. You can actually hear a picture. Because there are very specific sounds and everything that are associated with pictures and stuff. So you can utilize those very sounds as well for your ritual work. Just shift up the senses. And do that for any time someone tacks in that visualization word, if you have aphantasia. Kenneth771. There is actually a free Arcane site class on the school. So if you go to workingdragonmystic.com, you can click it, and there's a free Arcane site class with several exercises, even rituals to help boost up how fast that your Arcane site does develop. As to a specific dragon, I'm trying to think which of the first 4 rulers would be best at that. I'd say probably Coralegra might be the better one to help. But the free class will actually just, a lot of people take it, and it really does springboard them forward very quickly. Again, Austin, just utilize the ones you do have. Awesome to hear, Austin. Good. Thank you very much. I hope you enjoy the class. I'm sure you'll get a lot out of it. Okay, we're at 40 minutes. I pretty much covered what I got. So if we ain't got anything else, we'll go ahead and wrap up early. If you have any last minute questions, do go ahead and plug them in. This week's video is coming out. It's actually going to be an introduction on the rune class. So we will be getting the first video on the rune class that's going to be in the playlist on YouTube. It'll be a completely free class on the YouTube. And we're going to upload it one lesson at a time. The intro is going to come up first, which will lay out the general concept of the class and some of the materials you'll need. So do watch the video. It's going to be very important. Let's see what else. Also, I have gotten a few comments that the mid-roll ads on the video are annoying. Well, I apologize. I try to put the ads in the most when I can. I try to put the ads where they'll be the least disruptive. I don't really get to pick. So I apologize about that. That's one reason the classes that I do, the in-depth classes, I do try to do them on the school so we can avoid that problem. I'm doing the best I can, but the ads are what help me offset the cost of doing all this work and giving out as much as I do for free, which is quite a lot. So I just, best I can do is apologize for that. But I do thank you all for your support all the same. And Austin, how's the legendary purple dragon? You son of a bitch. It's doing good. It's upstairs in the upstairs office right now. But it's doing good. Actually, it's cooling off here now. I might shortly be able to move my stuff back upstairs in the office and do more work up there. I miss my office. This little downstairs nook is nice for streaming, but I miss it for other things. I miss my upstairs office. The dragons have a perfectly functional relationship with angels, all angels actually. So, yeah, they work all the time together. There's no issues there. Yeah, Lauren. Again, this is an experiment to see if I can get a class structure to work in a free playlist. Hopefully, it'll work just fine. Fingers crossed, everyone. But it will be the complete rune class. There's not going to be anything left out. So we'll just see how it works in the YouTube format. We're going to try. It's an experiment. We're going to try. We're going to give out everything we can. So do expect the lessons to come out. My goal is to get at least one lesson, if not two, a month out, until the entire class is fully uploaded into the playlist. And we will be going into everything from the different ETs, ways to start learning the runes and get a base understanding. We're going to go into runic meditation, deep diving into individual runes. We will be doing entire videos on one specific rune to go into more detail on it as well. We're going to be talking about rune magic, such as goldering, runic rituals and meditation, spell working. All those things will be in this class on that playlist. So it's going to be a long development, but also that allows you to take each lesson and really work on it before we upload the next one as well. Hopefully this experiment plays out really well. So fingers crossed, but all the same, even if it doesn't work out as well as we'd like, this class will be very beneficial and get you a long way. See what we got here. Austin, also, that hat looks good on you. Well, thank you. Thank you much. I appreciate it. A buddy of mine actually bought this, well, I should say this hat style for me years ago. And I fell in love with it. So ever since, I've only actually wore one out, and that hat went through hell. I still actually have it, but I went ahead and just replaced it with the same hat. So, but I appreciate it. Let's see, Jade. Out of curiosity, is there any types of entities that dragons do not get along with? At this point in time, Jade, I have not met any at this point in time. So I have to give a no, but part of me is waiting to find that one energy current or type of entity dragons just don't get along with. So far, I've not found it. And every time someone brings a new type of entity with me, I check that. And so far, I haven't found one. The only one that I haven't checked is the entities that tie in with the Necronomicon and the Lovecraftian lores and magic like that. But I'm waiting until I restart that research to approach that and get a better understanding of who they are when I ask the dragons, so I can be more specific. But in my initial workings with it and talking with my co-magician, there doesn't seem to be an issue there either. But if I find a group of entities, I will let you all know, because that will be a fascinating find, in my opinion. Have I noticed any individual entities, not groups? Depends on the case. It depends on the case and the situation, because by and large, no, most entities in the long haul get along pretty well with dragons. That said, there have been instances where I've noticed like Anubis and Ingus and the other rulers kind of had a disagreement. And so there was a bit of tension there for a bit until that got resolved. But once it got resolved, the dragons just didn't give a shit anymore. It's like, okay, it's resolved. We're good. And Anubis was kind of in the same boat, to the best of my knowledge. So, I mean, if an issue or issues like that tend to arise, dragons tend to face it, deal with it. And once it's over, everything's squared. The problem's resolved. They don't care. It's like there wasn't a problem anymore. So that's the only time I've noticed individual entities having an issue. But once it's resolved, it's no longer an issue. So it's more of a temporary issue, if that makes sense. I have not covered aliens in depth in any videos, but that might actually be an interesting topic. If y'all want to, for coffee hour on Sunday, we could do a little chit-chatting on aliens. I wouldn't mind it. Yahweh and dragons get along just fine. They have no issues with each other. Honestly, they don't. I don't really know where the whole Yahweh against dragons comes from, other than the fact that the devil in the Bible is said to take the form of a dragon, but that doesn't mean it's actually a literal dragon. It's more of the draconian symbolism, not an actual literal dragon, which I cover the differences between that in the video on dragon magic and draconic or draconian magic. So, yeah. No, I actually can honestly say I don't know an entity or deity that has a major malfunction with them. I don't. Which surprises me. I still expected it. I mean, Yahweh, actually, I'll be honest. Yahweh was one I expected to throw a fit when it came to dragons. But he didn't. So that kind of threw me. And then, I always knew a lot of people refer to Archangel Michael as a dragon slayer. So I actually kept the two apart for a very, very long time. And then at one point, Michael called me out on it and asked me about it. And I gave my reasons. He's like, I got no problems with him. So it's been one of those things where I've been, testing the waters more and more. And I honestly haven't found an issue where the dragons have a problem anywhere. And the other entities respect the dragons, even if they don't necessarily always agree with them. They respect them and they understand their work in the balance. And because of that, by and large, they get along just fine. It's amazing. We could learn a lot from that. We as humans, we could learn a lot from that. Jacob, hello, man. Welcome to the channel. We're actually getting ready to close, man. I'm sorry that you got here late. Or, well, maybe you've just been quiet. Maybe you hadn't just got here. Hopefully you got to see it. If not, I hope you get to see the replay. But welcome to the channel all the same, Jacob. Mugs up, my man. Let's see, 23 people and I'm the only one who's like. No, Bernaldus, we got 20 likes. There's 22 people and 20 likes. Your computer hasn't updated yet, or your phone, whatever you're on. But that does mean we got, oh, nope, there's 23 people again. So that means we got 23 people who haven't hit the thumbs up button. So those 3 of you sneaking around back there, hit that thumbs up button. It helps the channel out a lot. Lets YouTube know you like the work we're doing. See, Magician Girl, or Peachy, which has a YouTube channel, by the way. Go check out her channel. Does the Arcane Census have anything to do with the chakras? Nope. Actually, they don't. I know people want to assign them to the chakras, but they actually do not. The only chakra that has any effect on your Arcane Census would be your third eye chakra. But that's because that chakra within the chakra map deals with the senses in and of itself. So you're already empowering your senses, and that's more connected to the brain and how it actually functions with the senses and transferring it over into the other realms. So that chakra has a little bit to do with it. Let's see, do dragons get along with most everything because they're self-sovereign and unaffected by most magics? I think it's because they just focus on the balance. They don't really have a problem or a beef with anyone. As long as you're not trying to openly destroy the balance, they're pretty square. They're good with you. They don't mind. And there could be something to be said. Dragons do have the ability to completely ignore any energy or magic if they so choose, which does give them an advantage in a scuffle. So that could be one reason that everyone just is like, you know what, we might as well get along because, yeah. I mean, there could be a part in it, but from the dragon's perspective, they do focus on the balance. And in my experience, the other entities in the multiverse, they don't want the show wrecked. They lock the boat, so they're not going to try and destroy it. So it's that similar goal thing. Well, Jacob, my man, late or not, I'm glad you made it. Appreciate you making it. Thanks for joining us. And welcome to the channel. I hope you enjoy the content. Oh, well, we do have a Magical Basics playlist full of good basics over there. Go check that out after the stream. Wait till after the stream. Don't worry, Bernaldez, it'll update. It does that sometimes. YouTube tends to not update unless it cycles through. Mine will update because, well, I got the little live screen over here. All right, people. We will go ahead and say good night. I appreciate y'all for making it. This has been a great night with a lot of great questions, a lot of great new people, too. For all y'all, this was your first night. It was wonderful having you. And for the returning viewers, it's always nice to talk with you. Do remember, we have the Magical Coffee Hour on Sunday. Great way to end your weekend. Come in, have a few laughs, goof off. Bring your questions if you got them, always. And you know what? I think we'll start the Magical Coffee Hour doing a little bit of chit-chat on aliens. I know that's not my normal MO. I don't do a lot of alien talk. But I do think that's a reasonable question and a reasonable topic, and I think Magical Coffee Hour might be a good place to have that chat. That said, when you do come in, let's keep it respectful, people. I know the topic with aliens can get to be a red button on occasion. Let's have fun. Let's respect one another. Let's do it well. And I can't wait to hear your questions and comments. All right, let's see. All right, everyone, you have a wonderful night. And until Sunday, take it easy. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.